The internet brings comic fans around the world into one comic book community. Comic creators and comic fans, tonight you are seen, heard, recognized. Because comics are for everyone. It's 8 p.m. Eastern, live from Miami, Florida, broadcasting around the world. This is the Not Near Mint Show. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Not Near Mint. It's 9 p.m. on Friday. It's Friday, you bastards. It's finally time to do the top 10. So we're going to just dive right in. And these are the books that I pulled for this week because CLZ, as long as you have it linked up with CovrPrice, you can run a value search and find out how much approximately your books are worth depending on just one sale over the course of a week. And these are such the sales. So here we go. Number 10, we have Superman 199. This is the first Flash versus Superman race. This came out way back in 1967 in a VG Fine. This thing has dropped $126. You can now get it for under $100. $96 somebody paid this week. Oof. Next up we have, and this one is also one of those things that's coming to the movies. We talked about it just the other week. Green Lantern number 59, first appearance of Guy Gardner. He's going to be in the Superman movie, according to what Miracleman said the other week. This one came out in 1968 in a VG minus. It dropped $106, showing that if you just wait, you can always pay a little less. $293 this week. Next up is Fantastic Four number 25. This came out way back in 1964 in a VG Fine. Somebody paid $200 this week, down $102. Oh, so do I. It's even better that this particular one is signed on the first page by Stan Lee. Kind of wish it was Jack Kirby because I have zero Jack Kirby signatures.
But
yeah, number 7, Batman 244. This is the Batman versus Ra's al Ghul shirtless fight. And on one panel, Talia kisses Batman, which kind of leads to her taking advantage of him and producing a child by the name of Damian, who becomes a Robin. This thing dropped this week $102. This came out in, also dropped $102. So this is tied with number 8 in an 8.0. Very fine. It goes for $187. Somebody paid this week. Next up after that, we have a classic. This one came out way back in 1973. It started off the Marvel Bronze Age because, surprise, Death of Gwen Stacy dropped $100, went for $200 this week. These things are getting more affordable.
hey, Sleepy, what's up?
Hey, Sleepy Reader. And I'll call out everybody in just a moment. Now we go for the ones after they have, dropped, and these are the ones going up. Number 5, this is the Spectacular Spider-Man number 90. This is the second appearance of the Black Symbiote Spider-Man uniform. Also came out the exact same week as Marvel Team Up number 141. This thing is up $48. Came out in 1984 in a VF minus. $72 somebody paid this week. Now here's another bit of movie spec. This came out way back in 1964. This is the first appearance of Metamorpho. It is in a fine minus. It is up $52 for $133. Not that bad this week because this thing has been between 80 to 150 at any given release. There is no real further information that came out this week. Just somebody wanted it. Next up, number 3. This is Witching Hour number 2. This is the second appearances of the Witches 3, also known as the Kindly Ones from Neil Gaiman's Sandman. Came out in 1969 in a fine, very fine. It is $85 up $49. This thing you used to be able to get for about $20, $30, but to be fair, most of them are pretty beat up over the years. All right, here are the last two. This is number 2. Iron Man number 55 is the first appearance of Drax, Thanos, the Blood Brothers, Star Fox when he was first known as Eros in one panel, and the first cover appearance of Drax the Destroyer. This is from 1972 in a very fine minus. It is up $127, despite the fact there's no more Thanos in the Marvel Universe that we know of in the MCU. He might still be dead, he might not. It is $557. Lastly, the number one book in all the land. Oh, don't worry about it. We're all good here. I've been sniffling because I took a little nap after I came home today. Key West Day yesterday takes a lot out of me. Here we go. Number 1, Marvel Spotlight. Number 5, this is the first appearance of the Ghost Rider, Johnny Blaze. Longtime viewers of this show watched me open this live as I got it in several years ago, where somebody sent it to me just covered to one piece of cardboard taped to it and in a small little envelope, no protection, yet still in an 8.0, very fine, raw. Came out in 1972. This is up $618 this week. Somebody paid $1,936. I will be careful with that. So now, how about we get on with the show? We have a nice big panel with us. We have plenty of books to show. I only got one back issue, so I pulled some books. You might have heard of it. I keep calling it Journey into the Mystery, even though it's called Journey into Mystery. Let's get on with the show. Hey, everybody. Tacoma, you look so happy. I want to see what you got.
How you doing? I actually have two chunks today. Do you want me to go right away, or do you want to say hi to everybody?
I want to say hi to everybody, but I do want to see
you kind of preempted that with, I want to see what you got. I'm like, well,
you look like how I was.
I'll show you my big panel. I got it right here.
I thought you were just making it awkward, Tacoma.
I was trying.
Thanks. Good job.
Awkward is our middle name over here.
That's true. All right. So, what's up?
Hi, everybody. Tacoma, show us your comments.
Yep.
David says hi in the chat.
I'm not showing any comics until I am made big.
Done.
Hey, look at that. All right. It was Grit City Comic Con last weekend, and I was there flying solo. Older son was off looking at colleges with the wife. Younger son is young enough to stay at home. I was unencumbered. I think I told you all last Friday I was headed off early, left the show to go see Travis, hung out with him, had a blast, and then got to the con. So just trying to fill runs and find good deals. This is a book I wasn't even aware of, even though it's one of the books that I'm trying to get. So I collect Marvel Comics Presents, and that run was 175 issues long. I probably have like 30 or 40 issues left, maybe a little bit less than that. And I run into my friend John. He used to work at Half Price Books in town, and he showed me this book, and I was like, "Oh, I'm going to go look for that." And I found it. I found another copy, same vendor that he had. This is issue 175 with just an absolutely
gnarly,
amazing cover. Like, you got to look at this up close, because I think this is where the parts are greater than the whole. Like the
and that's Liefeld, or is it Lytle?
No, it's Steve Lealoha, I think.
Oh,
right. That's the
Yep,
Steve.
you're right.
Yeah,
I got that for $30 way back at the beginning of the pandemic. That thing is hard to find.
I got it for $35. Yeah, it's I just love it. I love Wolverine. I love Doom. Just some of the faces, the way they're drawn there, like the whole thing, I don't think looks as good as some of the individual stuff. So I was super excited. That's probably the hardest one to get in the run. I've got all the 80 Weapon X stuff. I've got all the big ones. It's just now I got to fill in randoms. Trying to get my G.I. Joe on. Some G.I. Joe's just expensive. Find the higher numbered back issues. Of course, I bought this book, 125. And I did not check it off my list because, the con was happening and I was going vendor to vendor. So I went to another vendor. So they had a copy of 125. I'm like, oh, I need that. Dolt is right. Grabbed a little 126 action. Little Firefly on there. A little 129.
Where does it go to?
146.
No.
Very nice.
155.
So I have
I think?
150. I don't have 151 to 155. Those are like $70, $80 each or
It goes
more.
to 155. Okay.
Yeah.
155 is essentially a ghost too.
All I have is 1 and 155 newsstand.
That's basically like Silver Surfer 146.
Oh,
A little bit. You can find them at dealers a lot, but you won't find them in the wild usually.
Yeah.
Finally got that in the collection again. So I completed my Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur run, all 50 issues. I have 2 issues left on Unbeatable Squirrel Girl.
Which ones?
I'll tell you later. I forget. I think I've already told you though. You already gave me some. I don't think you have these, but I'll tell you again anyway.
Okay.
Dark Horse Usagi number 12. So I'm knocking those 160 issues out.
There was one of issue 112, 112 at my LCS. What issue was that? Was just 12, right?
That's just 12. Yeah.
Yeah. There was an issue 112. Do you need that one?
I will have to check. I don't know off the top of my head. This run went up to 160, so it's good. But then
anything
I found
after 100 are hard to find.
Yeah.
And then I found a guy who had the Fantagraphics Usagi, which I love these covers the best. So I nearly knocked out everything I need. I need about 4 more. This run went up to 38. So there's 11. I love this cover. So good.
Beautiful.
13. 16 right there.
Nice.
17. Got a little sequential thing going on.
Oh man. Where'd you find these again?
This is at Grit City Comic Con, our own Tacoma-based Comic Con.
So I don't listen worth a damn.
Yeah, 19.
Well, that is true.
Shut up.
They had one vendor had Albedo number 2. He was asking 5,500.
Oof.
I'm like, I got the 55. I don't have the factor of 10.
Right.
What do we got? We got 26.
Wow.
27. I like these more than the Dark Horse covers. I think it's something like.
Well, you're chonking up on them too.
They're
Really
great.
nice.
28.
Yeah. There's a cartoonish appearance to the Fanta run that's never imitated.
Yeah, it's a little bit more like that. That's the last one in the run, 38.
Beautiful.
And then picked up some Nom, just one. I need like 4 more issues of this.
Wow.
But here's the thing. Most of these I bargained, but I paid like a decent, vendor money because they were vendors at the con who were charging money because they know what their stuff is worth. I still say the best way to get books is to go to somebody who has comics, who's not a comic book dealer.
Yes.
Nope.
So I went to, I forget what he's calling it. It's got a new name now, but it's an antique toy store in town. I literally drove there after the con on the way home. And for $4 each, I found Radioactive Man number 1.
Turd. That's
Literally
amazing.
saw this at the con for $15. Right. And this has the pull-out poster inside.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I got this one I was unaware of, which I thought was pretty cool.
Dude, Lisa's my spirit animal.
I absolutely
Nice.
see that. Absolutely. I would have guessed that. Lisa
Yeah.
number 1, $4. A random Simpsons, just late, mid-issue, $4. So somebody had sold him a Simpsons collection. So it wasn't just comics, it was just Simpsons stuff.
Oh, I
So he
love
wasn't
it.
pricing these as comics, he's pricing these just as like, random things. So here's the first appearance of Bart in a regular comic with the poster, $4. Treehouse of Horror.
Oh man, those are
are
so
the best.
nice. And it's
And of course, this is
newsstand.
2001.
Oh,
Wait, hold that back up and look at that creator list. Mark
Oh, yeah,
Hamill,
yeah.
Gareth
Mark
Ennis,
Hamill.
hi,
Ray.
Hamill.
Stan Sakai, Mark Hamill.
Ennis.
Dan Brereton down at the bottom.
If you love comics, there's a creator on there that you will enjoy.
I think my dog's puking. I'll be right back. This is the last
Oh,
one in
no.
that chunk. Apartment
Nice.
number 1,
I
$4.
like that. And that, like, that's a good transition.
That's a good. Some vomit. Let me go deal with that.
Mm-hmm. Miracle Man. I
Maybe
heard.
fantastic.
I heard you were really chunked today.
Oh, you won't even believe it. You won't even believe it. Wait. Hold on.
Picture it never happened.
Look.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's a lot, huh?
Is
Look.
that it?
Hey, Nicholas,
Is that all?
are you clearing your throat?
Is he
Look.
talking to a dog or his son?
Yes.
That's a lot, right?
That's a lot.
Look.
That's a good chunk. Dear
Just
God.
keeps going. Does
Okay.
it go to the top of the camera?
So look, it doesn't quite go to the top of the camera. Pretty close. So look,
All right.
I had two boxes come in. Let me just move there we go. I had 2 boxes come in, and my LCS picked up a long box of underground and adult.
Man.
Now, I've collected adult comics for a long time, and I knew a bunch of the publishers. Everybody knows Eros, right? Like everybody knows Eros.
Yeah.
And if you collect a lot, you might know Carnal Comics too, or maybe Adam Post's poorly traced porn comics of the 90s. A lot of them were girls on girls. But you have to be a real good porn comic collector to be aware of companies like Forbidden Fruit.
Yep, you're not just a connoisseur, you are a
I'm a pervert. It's Metallica #1. No, it's not the band. That would have been cool. It's not the band. That's a nice lady made of metal. Look at her metal buttocks. But look, I got a ton of books. Probably more adult than underground this particular time. So I'm going to show you a couple here real quick. This is a London Night Studios book, Rat's Bane #1. It says 1 of 3. Only one was ever made that I'm aware of. This is a Tim Tyler book.
Wow.
Okay. Tim Tyler was huge in the 90s in the black and white scene, ultra violent like Tim Vigil, very dark, heavy lines, great artist. He's gone the route of most guys of that era, and he's a bit wacky. Illustrated Class Sex. This is from Comic Zone. All right. Look at that beauty right there. And then we got some traditional Eros. We got the Ocelot here, which is a superhero-y comic.
Ooh, a secret room. Dang.
We got Marooned right here.
Very 50s vibe there.
Yeah. We've got hold on. Oh man, I had them in the right chunks, and then I did my little thing there. We got check this one out. Another Eros, The Decorator. Right
that was
there.
bizarre.
That's bizarre looking. Here we have
She's about to do a Britney.
She is. This is a Comax Comics. This is Platinum 44.
Well, she's busty.
She's
my cat likes it.
Speaking of busty, I also got a couple of these books bootleg from White Lightning Productions. Okay. And when you see the first one, you're like, okay, that's pretty mild.
Got like a double wedgie.
She
Very
does.
like anime.
Wedgie within her wedgie.
Very anime style. This is issue number 11. That gets a little more cartoony. And this here is issue 14.
It's kind of a King Spot layout.
Yeah. Sorry. This is issue 9, and this is when it starts to get, well.
Wow.
Look at those knees.
Yeah, this is
White. Got some big old bitties.
White Lightning Productions. This is some weird shit. Look, this comic even went so far as to come up with a recurring character by the name of Milkmaid. And there she is. Believe it or not,
my lord,
her powers are of the milk. And then
lactation, super lactation.
Then she got so big, she actually had a spin-off character. Her name was, you don't see her on the cover here, but right there, Chocolate Milkmaid. Tacoma, what do you think the difference was between Milkmaid and Chocolate Milkmaid?
I would have hoped that Chocolate Milkmaid was at least an African American character, but it
She-
doesn't appear to be so. So it purely has to be the quality of the lactant.
So,
That's
so
what I
this,
said.
I
this
don't
is
know if
not
that's a
her.
word. I just made it up.
She is a African American woman, and
No, she's not.
not her. It's a different character.
Oh,
Different character.
okay.
That's somebody else. But yeah. So that's White Lightning. Here we got some rip-off press. This is Horny Comics and Stories. It says Horny Stories and Comics, but it's really Horny Comics and Stories. All right. Look at that. Look at this. Look at this. Listen, kids, this is what we did before the internet. This is True Glitz. This is a rip-off press book. This book, that's fucking hilarious. It is great. All right. It's made by this Diane Newman. There's a forward in here by R. Crumb talking about her.
That looks like Daniel Clowes.
There is actually, hold on. Before
And
we get
that
too
does
deep,
say glitz, not clitz, because
does
prior
say-
to the show starting, we all thought it was the other one.
right, it is glitz. It is glitz. This here is from Draculina Publishing. It's called Bimbos in Time.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure they colored this in with like an 8th grader's marker set. Look at that. You see that? And the colors
be-
on that.
to be fair, the proportion and faces look like they were done by 8th graders also.
They do. They do. This is Maximum Manga. This was published by London Night Studios. Didn't normally do manga.
Oh, Razor.
Most famous for Razor. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And you know, they don't
Kung Fu.
not typically a manga, tonga fanga book publisher. It's not their normal thing, right?
Capitalizing the fad of the time.
Right. And then I got this, which is Scorchy. This was published again. Forbidden Fruit. This is an adult publisher. The vast majority of Forbidden Fruit books, total trash. Okay. This, however, is by Golden Age artist Bill Ward. Okay. And can I show any of the? Is there a page in here that's safe? Not really. There's not a single.
We just
page.
put up the graphic for over 18 watching. Not like
Okay,
that'll
yeah.
stop
So
anybody. But go ahead.
Don't watch. Look, this is Bill Ward's art. Okay. He did some Playboy cartoons back in the day. All right. Great artist. Yeah, you're gonna do that one a lot. Because look here's another one. This is an Eros book again. Now look, I am an equal opportunity collector. Now, we've all seen, if you've been digging in the back rooms of comic shops long enough, you've seen adult comics. How often do you see a gay adult comic? This is Leather Boy number 1. And he's an actual superhero.
What year was that?
This is 1990.
Wow, that's pretty early.
What's
So-
his power?
I'm not sure, but I know it's when his dingle becomes happy.
Right.
And then I picked up a pile of these right here. Check this out. This is published by Kitchen Sink. Okay. Melody, the true story of a nude dancer. This is the true story. This girl and her boyfriend moved from rural Quebec. Her name was Sylvie Rancourt. And they moved to Montreal, and neither of them had any formal education. Okay. And so she took up as a nude dancer. And then she made this comic in Canada and published it in Canada. And it was popular enough that she then got a French artist to translate it for her, a French artist who had been working in the States, to translate it for her into the Kitchen Sink books that you're seeing here. This is an Eros copy, Melody on Stage. This is a one shot that came later. And it's really
the year of publication.
This Melody on Stage was probably 2000.
Okay.
Yep, 2000. Oh yeah, actually, right there you go, 2000.
Okay.
Melody
It's still
itself.
24 years old. God, we're old.
I know. Right?
Damn.
Shut up.
Then another Forbidden Fruit
I'm
book.
sorry.
I picked up a couple of these over the summer at the best con I've been to in a long time. Puntella Prim, the sexy super spy. Vic Martin is the artist on this. Vic Martin did a lot of naughty cartoons for the adult mags back in the day. All right. As you can see, his art style, his art style lends to it. Then I don't want to go too long. Am I going too long?
Nah.
No,
Okay.
it's all thematic, right?
Okay.
It's about theme, not
Right.
size.
Right. It's also about motion. Or so I've heard. So a couple more here, and then we'll, I don't want to take up all night. So another underground one. This one's a great one. Dory Seda again worked on this. Lonely Nights Comics. This is another Last Gasp book. Yeah, right. Isn't she though? This is another Last Gasp book. All right. This is a second printing of it. It's a second printing because it says $2.95.
I have a question.
Yes.
What about when the printings are like 1, 2, or 5, 4, 3, 2, or shit like that? What does that mean? How do you interpret that?
I will have to get back to you on that. Somebody told me that just recently, and off the top of my head, I can't remember it. I believe.
Rob?
If you're talking about books in and of itself, if it goes like 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, it's the first print goes all the way to 2, second print 3, and so on and so forth.
But so if it's first print, does it all go all the way to 1?
Yes.
Okay, and so if it was second print, it would just be like 5, 4, 3, 2.
Yes.
Yes.
Like some of those Marvel graphic novels from the 70s
show,
and 80s.
ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, we try and help out people with that. Also, some of the stuff from the 90s, sometimes the 70s and 80s, like that Cherry Pop Tart. The first print might be, I think, $1.25. Second print, $1.50, $1.95.
They just changed the price on it.
That's all it is.
Yep.
Milk and cheese at the very top is like a blank red bar, and then it's like the second print, the third print, the eighth print, and so on.
Yep. All right. So next up, we have a Ms. Fantastic number 5. Now look, the art
Erection night.
It is. The art of this is the most amateurish, but the story might be the best. Published by Comic Quest or CCP Conquest was the publisher there. Then
I don't see no comic code on that.
No, sure ain't one. Look at this. Even Hitler had a girlfriend.
God dang.
Apparently,
that's no Eva Braun.
She sure ain't. But apparently, this was a film, and this is the comic adaptation of said film. Never heard of it. We'll have to now watch it. And here is another really cool looking underground. It's New Paltz number 3. Look at that. New Paltz.
Dang, girl.
All right. I'm almost done with the adult stuff, and then we move on. We'll move on to somebody else's show, and then I got another chunk after that. Y'all ever heard of Debbie Does Dallas, the adult film?
Of course.
We have.
Who hasn't, right? If you're old,
like
one of the originals,
right? One of the classics. It's like Ben-Hur or like
Citizen Kane.
Yeah. So Debbie Does Dallas number 3. Aircell published a bunch of these. All right, did a whole line. Debbie Does Dallas. Here's number 4. Then they did a Debbie.
Seen those.
Then there's a Debbie Does Comics. I think this is number 6, right? And then there's like a Debbie Does Des Moines. Here's number 7. And then there's like a Debbie Does the Beach or some shit. I don't know. They did a lot. And they matched it in the comics. And here's number 8. Aircell was, it was one of the imprints of, I think, what eventually became Malibu, if I remember right. And was really, really great for low-grade porn comics, man. That's really
would.
Yeah. Then Chuck Austin. Y'all know Chuck Austin, right?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Y'all know Chuck Austin. Here's one of his porn books, Strips.
Whoa.
It kind of makes sense when you saw that one panel of Angel having sex with one of the students while her parents were watching.
I'll tell you, that's not much different than the cover of the Chili Peppers Mother's Milk album.
It is not.
Oh, wow.
There's number
that
6.
Is.
Now, Chuck Austin did
different.
2 adult comics. One was Strips, and the other one was Hardball, number 9. The Hardball one all has baseball players on the cover. I don't have any of those, but I think, oh wow, shit, I can't show you the back cover of this. Here's the final issue, number 12, all done by Chuck Austin. What was that? What was the fun fact?
Fun fact, the original VHS of Debbie Dove's Dallas had a preview for a movie called Raffles about a group of guys who screw a lot of girls. LOL.
That sounds believable. Here's
brand.
Vampirotica Illustrated. Vampirotica was published by Brainstorm Comics. The Vampirotica stuff is actually really good. Vampirotica Red Rain, Vampirotica. There was a whole bunch of little spin-offs. Last couple books here. Here we got Jungle Love, another Aircell book. No, this lion is not harmed in the making of this comic. Then we have The Kinky Hook, which is another Eros book. Look at that fucking gorgeous ass thing.
That's Black Widow.
And then it basically, and then I grabbed two of so back in the day when the first manga I ever saw came from Eros. And here's 2 of them. They were shorter books. They were left to right, not right to left. Here's 2 of them. Silky Whip, that's number 9. Here's number 11. And that's one of the, I have some of those from before. I was missing these. And then this is actually probably, out of all of them, the best comic art that I've seen yet. Titanus. This is from Mansion and Draculina. And this one, the first story, nobody even gets naked.
Boo.
Nobody even gets naked. Okay, so last one in this chunk I'm gonna show. And this is a first printing. Okay. Scarlet Pilgrim.
Was that where there was more than one print?
A Trina Collins book.
Oh.
So, sorry, Trina Robbins. I call her Trina Collins. Trina Robbins book. Trina Collins was her name when she was a pinup model. Yes, Trina Robbins book. Look, Trina Robbins made some of the fucking absolute best underground books you'll ever read in your life. She was a phenomenal cartoonist. She understood the art form. She pushed the limits. And usually there was something sexy in it because, underground comics. I do have a Debbie Does Dallas number 1. I'll show that next week. She's just one of the best out there that there ever was. Her loss was such a loss to the world of comics when she passed away. But just to the world in general, she was just a phenomenal person by all accounts. So if I find a Trina book, it comes home with me. I was going to actually buy this, and I was so happy to actually find it in the box. I couldn't even tell you. But I was actually going to buy this off the bay. So glad I tracked it down in the wild, as they say. And now I talked a lot, so it's somebody else's turn.
Just real quick, checking in for anybody that's watching it. The Logan Paul versus Mike Tyson fight is not on yet. We will not be on the air when it begins, so we'll make sure to be going off air before that starts so the rest of y'all can get to watching that, because I know there's a few that might. So who wants to go next? Oh, Tacoma, you got it on.
No, I was showing you. I've got it on my phone.
Oh, good. So you'll be able to let us know if it's starting to go, all right, kill the show.
If there's like real people fighting that we care about.
Yeah, I don't know who else is fighting. I don't care about that. Lady, do you want to go next, or are you still pulling?
Yeah, I'm still pulling. You can go ahead and go. You go ahead and go.
All right. So I probably won't get a chance to look at the chat while I'm doing this, but I did pull some books because I only got one back issue this week. It's a nice issue, but when you start running out of things to collect because you have most of the stuff you want, you start getting into some of the niche stuff. This is Neil Adams on not Journey into Mystery. That's what I'm showing next. House of Mystery. This is Batman and House of Mystery. So yeah, I've been looking forward to getting that. All right. I have only one slab that I still need to break open. So let's start Journey into Mystery. Right here, this is first appearance of Hercules.
That's beautiful. That's
love it. How much did you pay for that? If you want, you can type it in the back if you want.
I think I got it from Barbarian Kung Fu or somebody about like 5 or 6 years ago when we first started the show. I think I got it for like 200 something. I can't remember off the top of my head, but it was
There's
something
like
like
a
that.
2.5 or 3.0 in my LCS for $2.99.
Well, mine, I'd put it at like a 3.5, mostly just because, here, let me see. Spine slide, as you see right there. There's like a little bit of
Meh.
crushing and there's a little bit of ripping.
Just been loved a little bit. Been
Yeah,
read.
someone's read it more than once or 10 or 100 times. All right, so this one is probably the one that I paid the most for any of these. This is the first appearance of Jane Foster and second appearance of Thor. I am missing an 83 and an 85, and there's a couple random ones, but mostly have all of them. Like I don't
Nice.
have the 85. 85 is first Loki. You can probably get it for under $1,000 now. This is 86. This one is first Tomorrow Man, and
I don't
Odin
think you
is
could get
in
the
one
first-
panel.
I don't know if you could get the first Loki for under $1,000. Maybe
I mean, in lower grade, like in a 2, maybe. And I don't
don't know.
mean graded.
It's kind of a big book.
Yeah, but Loki's been off the air for a while. We don't know if there's going to be any reprisal of his character because the end of season 2 just kind of left him in control of the universe, holding all the strings, and he kind of has to sit there. All right, here the next is issue 87 because way back in the 60s, they loved making things about the Red Scare with Rusher. And here we have the second appearance of Loki.
Nice.
But this one's also the very first full appearance of Odin that you see him here on the background. First time he makes it on a cover. And I'm only going to show up to 100 and then I'll jump to someone else so I can get all the way to 125. This one's first Radioactive Man. Oh, wait, I think I might have missed one in between. That is this one, issue 91 that I need to break out. I got these from Matt Taylor over on Strictly Comics. He does those sales every day and then every weekend. I think this weekend is either the vintage or whale auction, and I got most of these from him. All right, so there's the Radioactive Man you just saw, and then we're going to jump on over to 94 when he kind of gets his mind taken over and he starts becoming a bad guy, you know, just for that one issue. Some people even say that this is basically like first Ragnarok. Well, Ragnarok meaning the evil clone robot version of Thor. And back then, he wasn't speaking in thou and though and like Shakespearean language. He was just a normal guy imbued with the power of Thor. Oh, actually, this is the one right here. This is the one where he has his clone, Ragnarok.
Oh, cool.
That's great.
That's beautiful, man.
We love Jack Kirby. This was a pure Jack Kirby book. Anytime that Stan Lee said he worked on it, no, it was all Jack. Jack was the only one that gave a shit about those characters.
Yep.
And here is 96. This is the first appearance of Mad Merlin. Later on, he just becomes regular old Merlin, and he's been dead for some time, but maybe he'll come back.
But he was mad for a minute.
Did he ever become Happy Merlin?
I mean, does anybody, if you're mad,
I guess.
might have moments here and there? That's about it.
How about not? How about mildly annoyed Merlin? Was that?
I think
We'll
there's
take
there's a mini called Emotionally Labile Merlin.
Slightly bothered.
Wow, we just train wrecked this. Sorry about that. Go
No.
ahead.
Yeah.
I'm used to it. Hey, I thought Trainwreck was supposed to be for Old Wolf. You know, Tony, the guy who's going to be having a hot wing challenge tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern on his channel over at Old Wolf. So check him out.
Old Wolf 65,
This
I
is the-
think. I love him,
Yes,
dude.
Old Wolf 65. Check him out, 8 p.m. tomorrow night. So this is the first appearance of Buri, the godfather or grandfather of Odin, first Bor, first cameo of Sutur, Ymir, and some of Odin's brothers. Because way back in the day, they had a backup story because they couldn't do a full-on comic book of a one character. So after about 7 or 8 pages, let's throw a backup. We'll call it Tales of Asgard. And they put some of those first appearances in there. Next up, they heard that this is going to be in a movie, maybe? The Human Cobra? I don't know. We'll see it. But this is the first appearance of his character. Later on, he just goes by Cobra. He's part of the Serpent Society. Couldn't tell by his name. Next up, this is issue 99. This is the first full appearance of Suture and the first appearance of Mr. Hyde. He still exists in some of the regular Thor comics. Now, I'll stop at issue 100, but this is just a follow-up to the previous issue, and it's the first time you see Thor and Loki as kids. So that gets us up to 100, and then there's 100 through 125, and that will be all I have. And then at the very end of the show, rather than the music video, because I just didn't have time this week, because as you see behind me, the studio is under production. So I will just show you that real quick. A few weeks ago, there was a nice giant poster over here. Now it's a brand new shelf that I just installed over the weekend, and we're moving all the DC stuff over here. We're giving the boxes some breathing room because you don't want to have fully packed boxes, because when you do, you might bust staples out. So I should have a box of 10 more long boxes coming in tomorrow, and I'll be working on that through the weekend. So, lady, you ready?
Yeah.
All right.
So these I picked up today at the LCS, not the LCS, I'm not telling you the truth. Actually at McKay's. Eek the Cat, #1
Nice.
Oh, cool.
by Hamilton Comics.
I still use phrases of Eek the Cat to this day.
Yeah. And then I found this one. This is honestly, I got this because it's Wally Wood cover art.
Beautiful.
All-Star Super Squad #63.
Born on a Monday.
Buckler Wood.
Love those all-star books from the 70s, man.
Yeah.
So
it's just-
good.
yeah, it's beautiful. Rest in peace, Wally Wood. And this is another one. I love both of these characters.
Oh, yeah.
DC Superstars presents Dead
Killer.
Man and Phantom Strangers, and it was in such nice shape, so I had to pick it up. It was $5. I was like,
nice.
yes, please. Yeah, it was $5. You would too.
Oh, yeah.
And then this was $3.50, and I had
Beauty.
Chiller's
Beauty.
#1.
#1, and it's in decent shape.
Yeah, it is.
So I was like, all right, today is a win. Today was a good day. Now I want to show you on a chunk that I've been working on for quite a bit. And there's this dude, he's actually on the panel. He hooks me up with this #1 as part of an AOK. And that is Tacoma Comics.
Oh, yeah. She's a pretty. She's
So
pretty.
anyways, I've got that. This is #1. I wanted to get the first 10. So I got I've had #2 for a hot minute. The last one I needed was this one, and now I know why. Because it's beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
#3.
Oh, yeah. She's nice.
George
she's nice.
Perez. This was a pet project, you can tell.
Nice.
Still need to get to 19 because 19 has Cersei.
Oh.
I need 2 issues to finish the whole volume 2.
#5. How many issues are in volume 2?
225.
I love this cover.
Is it
Number
225?
6.
Or 225 or 229.
Just
I
the
get it mixed up with
detail.
Flash.
Yeah, you're right, Unruly. Right after Crisis on Infinite Earths, DC was a really special place. You had Perez, you had Byrne.
This
Who's doing
dude.
that, man? Oh, look at that.
That's a great cover.
So
Isn't
pretty.
it?
The books were so phenomenal. And they still had newsprint in them. You know, it's just a little microcosm. There she is. First new Cheetah.
Yeah.
Cheetah.
So pretty.
And the last one I have, I don't have 10. It goes to 22. But I just love that art.
Another great cover.
That's great, yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways. Okay. There's that. And now I will show my second chunk next time around. How about that?
Yeah. Hey, lady, guess what? Legend is jealous of you.
Well, you know what? Don't thou shalt not cover thy neighbor's Mordred
Comment.
the Mystic.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, usually I do these top tip Tuesdays. I used to do it on Twitter. Now I'm on Blue Sky. And for people that didn't know about Blue Sky, you can find me here. But here's one little tip that a lot of you out there might want to know about. The stock market was down 301 points today. It was down overall this week. Bitcoin is through the fucking roof. It is over $91,000 when a month ago, this time last month, it was around 60,000. So what that means is that the investor class people, yeah, I'm going to get to that in a second. The investor class have all their money tied up right now. So on a Sunday night, if there's a big boy book that you want that's really expensive, you will have less competition because that investor class, all their money's tied up. So keep your eyes out this weekend.
I.e., I'm not going to get to retire until I'm 96.
You and me both.
Yeah, we're never going to be able to retire. I thought
Anyways,
that
comics.
this would
I
be
don't
my
want to talk about
friend.
it.
Just keep reading comics.
Tacoma.
Tacoma, you're up.
I know. There we go. So
Yeah, no.
here I am.
What that one?
There you are.
I hate everything about this book, but there's like a
like
thing in
that.
me where
My favorite kind of books.
if it says 50 cents on it and you know somebody will pay $5 for it,
You got to
it's
get
like,
it.
I'll pick it up at some point.
Oh yeah.
What the heck?
First appearance of the Prophet.
Why, though?
Yeah.
Young blood books are suddenly people are collecting them all of a sudden.
There's a TV show or movie coming out starring Prophet.
Oh,
Don't
so dumb.
care.
Maybe
So
there
dumb.
is.
Right, maybe.
This one I'll actually enjoy getting for 50 cents.
That's fun,
Nice.
Oh,
though.
yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
You know, it's early days. They were
I
young
mean,
bucks.
just
And
compare,
Technically, the
like,
first appearance of Max there.
yeah, compare the artwork on these two. It's just this one's just all over the place, Rob Liefeld. This one actually has like a thematic balanced composition.
Yep.
yeah.
But
Well, again, look who we're talking about. So
yeah. All right. So I thought this is cool. I think this is 2000. Yeah, 2001. So you don't get a lot of Top Cow newsstands. So
Oh, wow. Look at
grab
you,
some
fancy
Witchblade 2000 newsstand.
that is fancy.
Got that one.
Somebody's a
and then
fancy
that's 40,
bitch.
46
pants.
and 45.
Wow.
This could have been in Miracleman's pile.
Nice. Nice. She's got way too much clothes on.
Yeah, she's well protected if somebody attacks her in very specific places.
Very specific places.
And
Everywhere
then,
else.
this one I wish was
she's
a
out of luck.
newsstand, but that's the first appearance of Darkness, Jackie Estasio or something like that. So I kind of dug that. I come by this
Nice.
book every once in a while.
Yeah,
It can
first
go
appearance
for
of the
like-
Darkness.
Yeah, you can go for like 10 or 20 bucks. So I got it for half price. This was just a random X-Men that I need in the 400s. There's still a few of those left. So I grabbed that for 50 cents.
Nice.
Then I went to the actual bins that,
That's nice.
aren't just 50 cents. And I'm almost done with this run now.
Oh, heck yeah.
Bendis's New Avengers. So there's issue 36. Here's a little homage, sort of an X-Men 100 homage. Yeah. X-Men 100 homage. New Avengers 29. Kind of dig that. And then I actually got a book to read. Like I don't have a large enough read pile already, but I heard good things about Kill Your Darlings.
Nice.
So I grabbed that to go, sit under 30 other books at my bedside table.
Yeah.
There's Kill Your Darlings 1, Kill Your Darlings 2. This next one I already have. This is just an amazingly good series, and I couldn't pass up a number one that was just sitting there for $2. If you have not read this, great Rick Remender series, and the artwork is stunning. This character here, this little blue owl guy, just the things they do with him in this book are absolutely gorgeous. Just such, this thing is Max Fiumura. Yeah, Max Fiumura. Incredible artist. Weird noises. Stop it. This next one I was stunned to find. And you'll all probably guess why. This is 587, The Death of Johnny Storm, the Human Torch.
Nice.
Boom.
Oh, butthole.
Yep. 2011 Marvel Newsstand.
And it matches.
Yeah.
Oh, you make me
Yeah.
mad.
Warning, 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 warning. Banger alert, banger alert.
Nice. I feel good now. I'm all
should.
flushed. Nothing to
should.
do with the empty wine glass. And then the last book I got, I already owned, but I was not going to pass this up for $2.50. Monstrous #1, third printing.
Very cool.
Damn.
Yeah. If you have not read this, I believe this comes up every other month, just because the artwork, like this was like a pretty bare one. Most of the artwork on Monstrous is incredibly detailed
I'm
and
busy.
like tediously drawn, just tiny, meticulously drawn, not tediously drawn. So yeah, I was stunned. This one has like
Space.
each corner is a little dinged, so it's, but if anybody's interested in that, let me know. I'd be happy to part with it because I already have it. I have it signed, but I wasn't gonna let another one sit there just hanging out for somebody to keep, their grubby fingers on and ruin and just, dent and ding. So I had to rescue it. I felt like I did exactly. I felt like I did a service. So
On moral grounds.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, and that's it. That's my second chunk. Little half price trip the other day.
I like it.
Thank you.
It looks like we're going to go a little bit longer tonight, lady. Right after Miracleman, we have a few more nudie books. Nudie books, we ready to go?
Joe was nudie McNude.
I don't have any more nudie ones, but I do have some weird ones, probably less more off the beaten path. I think I took care of all the. Yeah, probably all the. Yeah, there's still good ones in here. Don't worry. So I like to collect Helena, who she's been currently being last was being published by Boundless / Avatar, originally published by Lightning Comics. There is a crap ton of Helena books. This is Helena Xmas in Hell.
Never ever heard of her ever.
Oh my God, I love her so much.
The first time in my life, I was today years old.
I've seen them in stacks and passed them over for X-Men.
Never
Helena,
heard of this bitch.
There's two characters from Lightning Comics. Helena, who, as you can tell, is never cold, and Bloodfire. Bloodfire, I mean, they've had more characters, but these are the two ones that are memorable. Bloodfire is a superhero, got his powers the same time he got
for
AIDS.
adults only. This is an adults only stream.
So this book, you can't read the name because it's too blurry. Lady F, who do you think that artist is?
I know.
Hold on, let me look.
I guarantee you know this artist, and everybody watching this knows this artist.
We played this game before the show started. We started with Rob Liefeld and worked our way to Adam Hughes. We were all wrong, and the answer is
it Finch?
No, that's actually a really good guess.
That's better than all the guesses I had.
It's Ivan Rice.
Would have never gotten that.
1996. This is the platinum edition cover. Okay, look at that. Platinum.
Jim Lee wasn't a bad guess either. That's what Fu guessed.
Really great one. Actually, you know what? I lied. I did have some more of the nudie books. The Exhibitionist #1. That's another Eros book there. This is not really a nudie book, but it's a Verotic book. Very hard for me to find Verotic books I don't have yet. The Albino Spider of Dejet. Those are not nipples. Those are eyes.
Weird.
Oh my God, that's a horror book.
That's not a nudie book. This is Lizard Lady. This is another.
Both.
Yep. Those are eyeballs. Lizard Lady #3. That was a 4-issue mini. I finished it off. This is True Stories of Adult Film Stars. I don't know who Brittany O'Connell is. Apparently, she's this woman. Could not tell you. I've never listen. Every one of these Carnal Comics porn star books had two covers. Had a photo cover and had an illustrated cover. And I got a buddy who did all of them. Has every one, photo and illustrated.
No way.
This is Case Morgan.
Michael, no, you should probably go and pray.
No, Michael. Burn your eyes out. Alexis. There's 2 volumes of this book called Alexis. This was like an adventurer title in space. It also, they did things with stuff. There's a number 2 from the first volume.
Did things with stuff.
Here's number 1 from the second volume. And here's number 3 from the second volume. Now, this is not really, I mean, I guess there's boobies. Pussycats number 1, Eat Death or Get Naked.
Get naked, especially girl on the right.
That's a strange ultimatum.
A binary choice of some confusion.
Eat death or get naked. I think it's like our old FMKs. Here we have.
I'm pretty sure they're in their 50s by now.
This is probably Pineapple. Actually, this book's not that old. This is very recent. You might be able to find that in shop still. Pineapple Perfume. That's a Carnal Comics book. I didn't know anything about it, but I was like, try it. This one, so far out of all these books, is probably one of the best when it comes to art. It's called Sci-Fox, and it's actually a flip book, and on the other side is Bora the Barbarian, and which is this is unusual for adult books, but the art, the curtains match the drapes. The art on the inside is the same as the art on the cover.
Rare in the 90s.
Was right. It's very, especially on adult books. This is Fana the Jungle Girl. Fana the Jungle Girl went through a lot of publishers. This is the Comacs. So don't do it. Don't do it, Michael.
Comac, Climax. Yeah.
All right.
Whichever.
Now we're gonna get a little bit. Yes, this is a little more. Well, okay. All right. Tarot, Witch of the Black Rose, number 62. That's Holly Golightly.
That's cool.
That's his wife, Holly Golightly. I met her. She's a lovely lady.
Almost like a negative space cover if the negative space was a gradient.
Right. Yes, it's excellent. It's really good. Here's one that's real tough. This issue 129 of Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, from Claypool Comics. Claypool is really known for one title, Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. This ran on
if you're showing Elvira, I kind of have to play something here.
Do it.
Now, I'd like you to think of something specific of your organization, and that you will not object to having disclosed.
Yes, I have something. Do I have to close my eyes?
It doesn't matter.
All right, yes, I have something.
These are comic books, and they're soaked. Soaked. Look, man, this is all soaking wet. That makes them worth nothing. Shitola.
They dry by cells.
You don't. I'm with you. I collect comic books. You don't dry them out. They're done.
We're gonna take Spider-Man, Plutonium, Scotland. I didn't see that.
And that final clip was from Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, the movie where they destroyed a copy of the first appearance of Venom.
Yeah. And then for my good buddy Eduardo Escobar in Bogota, Colombia, here we have some Cave Woman. Hopefully you're watching, Ed, or you're going to catch it later. Cave Woman Reign, that's issue 6. Here's the second printing of issue 1. Actually kind of hard to find. Issue 4. And a second printing of issue 5. So I got a nice pile of Cave Woman there. This is an Eclipse book. It's Portia Prince of the Glamazons. Puppy. First of all, look at how beautiful this art is. It's gorgeous.
We won't.
It's an odd book. This one of the hardest to find of the Jack Kirby Topps comics. Satan's 6, Hellspawn, issue number 2. The whole Hellspawn series. It's only 3 issues. Really hard to come by. Rob, I'm excited to show you this one. Megaton number 6.
No.
Yes.
I now only need 2 issues to finish the whole Megaton run. This is Micra. This is a sci-fi book from Comics Interview. Okay, it's a black and white book. This is the last 2 issues I need, number 4 and number 6. She's a robot lady. She's not naked. Robot lady. Now for something a little more wholesome. That's precisely it. By Bill Wagon. Okay, Vicky Valentine. This is as close as you get to a good girl comic. It's Renegade Press. It's only 4 issues. I got all 4 of them. Okay. I saw these and I was like, I must have these comics because just look at them. Just so beautiful. And I got like 6 more. Okay. From AC Comics, The Further Adventures of Nyoka the Jungle Girl. Nyoka the Jungle Girl was a Golden Age character. AC Comics, they take all these public domain characters and they just print the living shit out of them. They do a lot of reprints. This is actually new. This is New Adventures, so that's pretty cool. Remember you brought up Razor earlier?
Yes.
Razor number 1, Chromium.
Oh.
Chromium. Those are chromium boobies coming at you. And then we got Flare. I've been trying to finish off this Flare run. Got 2 issues of that. Now, I guess this technically is a naughty book because she is wearing a thong. You should play that thong song. And here's another issue of that Flare and her lady friend there. And there's this Tigress who then shows up here in Tales of the Champions. I love this cover, right?
It's gorge.
3 more. This is the last book. If you noticed, I haven't shown you any Marvel and DC.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's okay.
I got 2 more. I got 1 Marvel and 1 DC out of all these books. This is the
You
last.
got Flare 1?
I do. I have all the Flare ones, as a matter of fact. Betty Page, The 50s Rage.
Oh, Dave, right?
By Steve Warren.
Oh, interesting.
So Steve Warren did a lot of pinup stuff with Betty. And this whole book, there was 2 issues to this, plus like an annual or something. And there's 2 covers for each issue. I already have both issues, but I had to get this cover I didn't have because that's just incredible.
Yeah.
And then my 1 DC and my 1 Marvel. I'll show you the Marvel. It's not that exciting after all this cool shit I saw. It's an Eternals.
No worries.
I got it for $1 though.
That's a good deal.
And then this is the one I was real excited about out of the mainstream. I only got 2, but out of my mainstream books, finishing my Black Lightning run, issue number 5.
Fuck yeah.
It's one of the issues I'm missing. It's like 2 and 5.
I know 5 is so hard to find.
In good condition too, without the crack, the spine ticks.
Right. Yeah, it's real nice. It's sharp. It's clean. It's a little rough down there, but other than that,
spine looks gorgeous.
The spine looks real good on it. The purplish color cover is really good. Really pops. And that's it. That's all of the amazingly giant stack of comics I got this week.
Very good.
And next up,
you could go, Rob. I'll show if you want me to. Actually, I should show because Rob does this little order. Okay. So this is my last chunk. I got a little underground erotic stuff, but this is just for my collection. It's another thing that I had tried focused to try and get, but this is the Bizarre Sex number 9, and that's the first appearance of Omaha, the cat dancer.
Did you just get that?
No, I've had this for a long time.
That's very cool. It's
a first print also.
Yeah.
So.
That's great.
Puts Mirka Andolfo to shame.
And then here is Omaha number 1 by it's like the Steel Dragon Press. And that's Kitchen Sink did like the second print and after. But first print, Steel Dragon. And then this is number 2. And number 2, this is like the actually like the second print because I think Steel Dragon, a number 2
Yeah.
on Steel Dragon was done as well.
Yep.
Not sure if the number 3 was, maybe.
Nope.
Oh, okay. And then here's number 3. Oh my God, don't you love it?
So pretty.
It's like Flashdance, but with cats.
Yeah.
Don't put
But-
Kitty in a corner.
Yeah. So there's that, and then I'll show you guys some of my Phantom books.
Ooh.
Some of my Phantom books, and then that's it. This is a free comic book day, but it's a reprint of a Don Newton
Nice.
picture, and I just love the Don Newton
Oh,
Phantoms.
sweet.
So there's
Very
that.
nice.
Yeah. Ooh. It's very nice. There's that. And here we go. Here is Phantom number 30. Charlton looks like a 12 center. Yeah. Got a tiger attacking there. Don Newton Shazam. That's what our buddy Dusty Brick Brown, that's how he refers to him. Shazam. He calls him Shazam. Here's issue 67. It's the Don Newton Beauty.
With that striped underwear.
Very nice.
I love it.
Very nice. I love those Charlton Phantoms.
And then this
So
is
cool.
issue 70. I want to say, yeah. Issue 70.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, these are just epic. What's that?
So nice.
And then this one's kind of goofy. It's kind of like a sore, like it sticks out like a sore thumb. This is issue 72.
Huh.
Oh, she's going to die.
Very different cover.
Right?
A very different cover.
Right? And then we're going to jump to issue 74. That's not Don Newton, clearly. Issue 74. Back to Don Newton.
That's a really weird change there, man.
It really messes with me.
Yeah.
So, but as you
It's
can
like telling you not to pick it up, but now it's safe to pick it back up again.
Right.
see,
All right. Stay away.
Mhm.
Stay away. Okay, you can buy again.
and then here is a gold key Phantom
Ooh,
Leaf Falk.
pretty.
Kind of looks like Green Arrow.
Pretty.
It's
Very
just,
nice.
I love it. I love these covers. They're so great. And
Yeah,
then
cool.
here is another Phantom.
Yeah. Look at that.
Like a bunch of covers where the artist cares about the book and the story, and then here's one or two where I'm doing it for a paycheck.
I like
Yeah,
it. And then here's a badass like Phantom by the King.
Oh yeah. That has got to be the most common one because
It's iconic.
I've seen
Yeah.
it a million times. It's a beautiful.
Warehouse find. That's what happened with that
Had to
particular
have
one.
Oh,
Had
that
to
makes
have been.
sense. Okay, and then
It's like
this
if you've
one is,
ever heard of this comic Green Llama, there's like an issue 5 that you can find them in really nice condition, but it was a warehouse find, and that's why that particular one's a lot cheaper than the other. It's even in high grade.
That makes sense.
this one is actually a Harvey Hits Presents number 48, and it presents the Phantom.
Beautiful. That's harder to find.
It's a 10 center.
Yeah. Is that a square or is it saddle stitch? No, it's saddle stitch. That's great.
So this is just sick. And that is all my Phantom. And done with my chonkage today.
Beautiful.
Sweet.
Super beautiful.
Thank you.
I'll ask if anybody wants to show any other books because we are well past the 1 hour mark. I still have this many Journey into Mystery, and I think maybe I'll save that till next week so
Sure.
that
Up to you, man.
everyone
Sounds
can
good.
go and watch the big fight where Logan Paul hopefully loses. But I've been very wrong about things in these last few weeks, so who knows what's going to happen.
Yeah. I
So,
mean, yeah.
anything that y'all want to advertise that that you're going to be showing up on other channels, your own channels?
Yeah. Next Friday, I will probably be on Not Near Mint with Rob Wurst, Miracleman, Lady Fantastic,
Oh yeah.
showing off some books. Come
Thank
check
you.
it out. Really good show.
Thank you.
You're gonna let that douchebag Miracleman on again? Jesus.
Oh no, not him
The money's
again.
good, man. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Wait, there's money?
I'd like
No one
to
ever
say-
told me this.
No,
Right?
we do
Shit.
these things on the down low.
Yeah.
Well, yes, we will be back next Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern, and we're going to be trying to think of some kind of game that we can do here. Maybe something along the lines of comic gories, maybe another Fuck, Marry, Kill, if you remember those from back in the day. But we'll be figuring that out so we can have a nice special show towards the end of the year. Otherwise, normally I would end this show with a little music video, but I didn't have time for that because of, the construction here.
Live.
So we're going to leave you with, I just didn't get around to it, but I
like
still did make
Total.
the video. Well, we thank you all for joining us. We'll be back next week. Hit that thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Check us out over on Blue Sky. And the rest of the cast, they're on Instagram and some of the other social medias, but I am not. I am just on the Blue Sky for right now. So check me out there. Sunday morning, I'll be doing the top 10. The same thing that you saw here tonight will be individual pictures and why it went up or down. So here it is. This is your moment of Zen. Thank you all for watching. Have a good night. See you next time.